Hi everyone, this is Tapash and my channel name is EduQuester. So today I'm going to cover another topic on background verification, and today's topic is about criminal background verification. So if you have not watched my other videos about background verification, then go to my channel first, watch the video where I'm talking about 10 background checks which most of the company does, or most of the organization does. Followed by that, I spoke about employment verification, what happens in employment verification, and I have also shared few scenarios about employment verification where it can go negative. Then I also spoke about educational verification, though it sounds easy, but it is not that easy, where you can go wrong. So watch that video also. And today I'm going to talk about criminal verification. Well, criminal verification, as the name sounds, it is easy, right? So let's write it down. Criminal, CRIMINAL, criminal verification, VERI. So criminal verification. So let's say an organization also does criminal verification. So as the name suggests, right, criminal verification is about organization or companies that check whether you have any criminal background. So there are multiple ways to check, what website, or at times they also send people wherever you lived in those police stations to see if at all there is any case registered against your name. Okay. Now, when it comes to criminal verification, few things are very straight, right? What comes in criminal verification, like murder, let's say forgery, theft, or assault on someone. These are all criminal cases. Apart from that, when it comes to criminal verification, I know most of us are, obviously we are not the kind of people who does criminal activity, but then at times, if luck is not with you, even though you may not have done anything, but there was some issue and you had to go to the police station, and maybe your issue was registered as a criminal case. So I'll share a couple of scenarios. Just listen to it very carefully. So when I was with Hexaware, we had a verification check for one of the candidate, and when the result came, the result told the candidate has a criminal record. Okay, so candidate has a criminal record. Okay, so we have shared, our HR shared this information to the candidate, and the candidate was very surprised. How come there is a criminal record against my name when I have not done anything? So when we started probing him, was there any incident? And this was his first job, just to tell you that, how important it is. So when I started probing him, like, did you do anything? So then he started recalculating, and then recounting, remembering, trying to remember, what happened in the past. So then all of a sudden, his father picked up the phone and he said, you know what? So this issue happened in Nagpur. So we were traveling from Nagpur to Chandrapur. Chandrapur is another district. And in those days, there was a liquor ban in Chandrapur, or alcohol ban, or dry district it was. So we were traveling from Nagpur to Chandrapur, and the father was traveling along with the son, and the father drinks. So he had an alcohol bottle, but then used bottle. And there was some checks going on before you enter Chandrapur. And in that check, they found a liquor bottle. Okay. So what the police did, police fined them, took the liquor bottle, and done. But when the police registered the case, because police has to also report, they registered this as a criminal offense. And this happened, it seems, when he was in class 12th. Now imagine, the guy was in class 12th. He completed his graduation. After that, he got his first job. And in that first job, he is almost on the verge of losing that first job because of criminal record. So, well, the issue got resolved, but then it took 6 months. The problem was so simple, but then because of I would say not knowing, he wasted his 6 months after graduation. And then we had no idea, or I have no idea whether he got another job immediately or not. So had had this guy have no records, no criminal record, I mean, obviously it was not his fault, then he would have gotten his job immediately after his graduation. So you understand the trouble what you can face. There was another situation. So this was, I will not reveal the name of the client. It's a big client. My current company where I work, we the client asked for few people from us, and then we recruited few people, and the client also does the background verification check, and the client does the background verification check from a company called Hire Right. So Hire Right is also a background verification company. I think HIR, Hire Right, RIGHT, HIRE or HIRE. So Hire Right is a background verification company. So they also do the background verification company. So my company does it, as well as the client has their own background verification. That's the process. Okay. And this is a technical process. So we recruited a desk side support engineer. Since I come from a background verification, I mean to say I have the experience in background verification. So I started probing this person whom we recruited. So do you have anything which could come as a problem from the client? So then I started probing, do you have any criminal record, these, that? And I said, have you ever been to the police station? He said, yes, I had been to the police station, but that was not a criminal case. So what was the case? So this guy said, me and my friend, we were on a long drive in Mumbai, and my friend who was driving had an accident. And in that accident, the friend died. It was a severe accident. Okay, everything happened. Police case did not happen according to him. It seems everything got resolved because it was him and his friend, and it was not under the influence of alcohol also. It was just rash driving from his friend, and he was in the passenger seat. Okay. Then what we told him, you know what? Go to the police station where this case was registered, find out what kind of case they have registered. When he went there, he realized it was a criminal case. It was registered as a criminal case. Maybe I do not know what's the process, do not know whether it was supposed to be registered as a criminal case or whatever may be, but it was registered as a criminal case. So, and he had that court decision also, judgment also, and the court judgment says that it was not a criminal case. Okay. I don't remember exactly, but then I do remember it was not a criminal case. And this guy was serving his notice period. The job, what he got, it's a dream job. He had 100% hike, 100% hike from his previous job. He cannot just let go this job. So what we told him, since you are serving a notice period currently and you really want this job, go to wherever it is needed. First, he went to the police station. From police station, they sent him to the commissioner office. From commissioner office, I think he had to also go to the court, hire a lawyer, get something done, and get his record rectified in the court website. In the court website, it was saying criminal case. He got it rectified, and when I think 3 weeks before his last working day in the current organization, and when the background verification check happened, when the client did the background verification through Hire Right found, yes, he has a record in the court website, but it was not a criminal case. Okay. So he got the job because we could catch his problem. I could catch his problem. If it was someone else who had no background or who did not know anything about background verifications, they would have just let him, go through the background verification and then find out, you have a criminal record. And if you have a criminal record, the client would have rejected him and he would have lost his dream offer. So staying on the topic, let me share one more scenario. Well, if I am too fast, right, if you did not understand anything, feel free to ask me in the comment section and I will be happy to answer. Let me share one more scenario. So this is a scenario wherein two neighbors, okay, so just the neighbors, okay, two neighbors, and it is again for the same company, okay. So this person is already working for our client for the past 3 years, and the client has a process that they also do after 3 years. They do the background verification of everyone once again to see if at all there are any criminal cases or any issues registered in the last 3 years. So every 3 years they initiate the background verification. They don't check everything, they just do criminal verification. Okay. So when they did the criminal verification, there was a record. There was a record for the person. Let's say his name is ABC. His name is ABC. Or let's write his name is ABC. Okay. So there was a record. There was a record in the court website. And this person was not aware why there is a criminal case against him. And the client told him to clarify in 1 month or else he will lose his job. And they told him, you do not need to come to office, be at home until you get this clarification done. So he ran to the police station, and then he realized, as I said, two neighbor, and so two neighbor. So his father and the neighbor's father, they had a fight because of parking, who will park where. And the neighbor, the person against whom they fought, they went and filed an FIR. The police did not arrest them, nothing happened, no one came to their home, but a criminal case was registered against them, assault case. They thought nothing will happen because no one came. They were not even aware of what has happened. So you cannot blame anyone. But anyway, the case got resolved, but they had to pay some money to the neighbor to withdraw that FIR. Though the criminal verification sounds something which we all are aware of it, but there are situations wherein you may also fall into a trap and then get stuck in this criminal verification. It can be as simple as traffic violation, as simple as maybe you may have hit your bike somewhere. So we don't take these things seriously, but then be aware. If you're someone who is looking for a good job, be aware what kind of case is getting registered against you, and take the precautions, or correct if at all something gets registered as a criminal case. Correct that as soon as possible. Okay. So this is it. In the next video, I'm going to talk about another checks. So again, if you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section. I will be happy to answer. There is no charge, nothing. Again, I need your support. This kind of contents you would not find in YouTube, and you would also understand that there are many candidates who lose jobs because of negative background verification. And as a result, I think the episodes or the videos what I'm posting are very important. Don't worry about the surroundings, right? As long as you understand what is background verification, and that is what my objective is. I need your support because I want to continue this work. Please subscribe to my channel. That will motivate me to keep churning out such kind of content. This background verification series will run for some time, and after that I am going to come up with different things, interesting, right? That is always going to help you. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.